happened, man?
This guy had it, dude. Crazy momentum. People loved him.
Yeah.
You saw the thing happening. Then the last week or two before the election, I was like, oh, he got this.
I've been trying to tell y'all, man. Like, he's out. He has people, like, they came to my door 3 times in the past 2 months.
Damn. So they know who
Rent
got
was
this.
later. What?
No, but for real. So how did they know to target you?
I mean, I live in Queens, so.
What?
I live in Queens. They want to come.
Yeah, but you're black. Like, it's like just like white kids that vote for him, right? Isn't that the?
No, I think it was white people, and people also make over 100,000. So.
Okay.
That's what they said, though. That's what they said.
Yeah, I know. That's
what they said.
That's what they said.
That's what they said. I didn't know I made that much.
Yeah, according to IRS, I do not.
It's
Just can't help it, right? Like,
isn't it just everybody with like $200,000 in student loans? Like, isn't that exactly right?
Yeah.
That's really what
probably.
this comes out. I imagine this, and there's a guy named David Freeberg on all the All In. He did like a cool breakdown of it. Maybe we end up watching it, but like. But this is kind of what I was feeling. I didn't tie it to student loans, but like when the socialist populism starts to happen, usually it's when you just feel like there's no opportunity.
Yeah.
Right? That's usually what happens. Like when you move to New York, right? You're coming here because you got some crazy dream and you're going to make it happen.
Yeah.
And when you come with like $200,000-$300,000 worth of debt, you realize you have negative money and there's really no way that you're going to be able to escape that. So now you can't pursue this like crazy dream of yours because you got this crippling debt. And then you got to go, okay, well, how can my life be kind of good as it is?
Yeah.
And well, now we need the government to tap in and
That's a very valid feeling, though. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like, I completely understand everybody that has $200,000, $300,000 worth of student loan debt. You know, not everyone. Like, if you decided to like major in like something crazy, like women.
Yeah.
No, like if you just had some like crazy major that there's no job you could ever get, and you had $200,000 worth of student loans, like you're obviously being stupid. But like I do think there are a lot of people that were maybe sold a dream with college, and it just doesn't exactly work that way anymore. And now they're in the situation where they're like getting crushed by rent, they're getting crushed by the cost of living, and they really see no upward mobility. So they're like, hey, I gotta breathe here, and this guy looks like he's gonna give me a little wiggle room. I completely understand why they're going for it.
And
it's gonna destroy the city, and we're not going to get 11. And it will happen, but that is okay. It will happen.
Why do you feel it's going to destroy the city?
Because Venezuela or something, the right-wing guys told me. Right? Because it's going to be Venezuela. That's what all the right-wing guys told me.
Inflation.
Yeah, that's what they said.
That's a real problem.
They didn't talk about the 50s when there was like a 90% marginal tax rate, and that's where the American dream started. But Venezuela, guys, Venezuela is the issue. We're going to be eating the zoo animals.
It's gonna be
We're going to be eating the zoo animals, guys. We're not going to get a 9/11.
Yeah.
Dude, if they called New York's 11 9/11, that would be insane. Mark, you're so racist.
2 poles in the middle. Everybody's
Dude, 2 poles in the middle and exactly 9:20, they just start to combust. This is not good to joke around.
This is extremely racist.
No, it's okay in Mamdani's New York.
Exactly. Mamdani's joke.
Yeah.
We
can't
joke around.
about this, dude.
Listen, we're globalizing the Intifada. I don't even know what the fuck that shit is. I thought it was a new Grill movie.
I ain't know it either.
Yo,
That shit sounds hard, though. I don't know what it means, but it sounds
it
hard.
sounds terrifine. I'm not gonna lie.
That shit is-
I
Globalize
said
the
some shit in the
Intifada.
group chat, and Tanya came after my ass.
What did she say?
She just chewed me a new one, and then I did some research of like, I'm talking about a different situation.
A different
over there.
answer.
Oh, is that when you texted my bad?
So what is globalize the Intifada, and why was our soon-to-be mayor saying that shit?
No, I don't know what his actual... Did he say globalize Intifada? I think he just refused to denounce a movement or whatever. It's one of those.
No, I think he said it. No, he's stuck between like a rock and a hard place. Like a lot of these...
You're rocking a hard place.
You know, you can do that rock and just pick it up, throw it in a tank.
Dude, Iraq and a hard place is just Iran.
No, because like a lot of you need some crazy ideas to like shake shit up and make some noise when you're a candidate that's polling at 0. Right? So you need to say some wild shit so that you can get the attention of people who have the wildest beliefs.
He took your advice.
Exactly. But you got to do it for comedy and post clips. You can't do it for mayor, okay? We need a mayor who fingers his employees.
Yes, or has swag.
Or has swag.
Yeah,
Listen, Mayor Adams sat on that seat, man, and There's nothing more I got to say about it. Like, you felt the energy, didn't you? Feel the energy?
He did. He did.
That was crazy.
Look, I dress nice now. So.
No, he did change the way you dress. He
Yeah.
cucked you. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Remember when he called you
fuck
a
out of-
flamingo for your nails?
No, he did. What the fuck is
Or it
this?
was another word that started with that. There was
No, he did lie right to Al's face though. And
What did he
then
say?
he said what did he say to you?
I asked, "Are you running as a Democrat?" He told me, "Yes, absolutely." And then the next day, he came.
Buddy, not even the next day. As soon as we walk out of the interview, we go home. He's announced he's running as an independent.
He saw Alex's nails. He's like, I'm done with these Democrats. Man. I can't be taking these ferries to the promised land. What the fuck is going on over here?
Yeah, no.
Let Mamdani handle that. No, but yeah, like, you got to say some wild shit. And also, it's probably like, I don't know, you got to have you have to have a little bit more extreme ideas, and then you galvanize those people on the extremes. But now, when you have an actual shot to be mayor, you don't want to lose them. Right? Because if you go, I was just kind of being hyperbolic and I was being a little bit crazy, they all go, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
So, like, I saw a video recently of him, at some event, and there was, like, some dude who's, like, Palestinian, came back, he goes, what do you mean you recognize Israel? I supported you because blah, blah, blah.
This is before the primary, to be fair. This video.
that video?
I'm fairly certain it was before the primary.
It was right after the debate.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, got it. So it was like, here's this thing where it's like you're trying to land the plane, and guys, I don't want to do any more 9/11 jokes.
Yeah, this is extremely.
Can we fucking?
And you better
chill
vote
out
for
about
Eric
that?
Adams because
It's fucked up, dude.
There was
you
no 9/11s during Eric Adams. Can you at least give him credit for that?
That's true.
Yeah.
Not one.
Yeah.
Kept the city safe.
He did.
Okay, Canal Street looks like Sudan. Okay, how did the Sudanese take over the Chinese main export in America, which is fake shit? When did this happen? Have
Belt
you
Road
seen this?
Initiative. They took it
I've
over.
only known Africans to be selling the fake shit. I assume that was how it always
Son, when
was.
we were growing up, it was Chinese ladies.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
China bought Africa, and now the Africans are working for the
Exactly,
Chinese.
dude.
Yo,
Give some UN
they
votes.
outsource their Chinese.
They put them on the corners now?
Mamdani got to do something about that.
Yeah.
You got to get these Chinese people their jobs back. I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of these Africans stealing these Chinese people's jobs.
Oh, man.
No. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So now he's got to land the plane, and now he's got to be delicate about this shit. He says, like, when you're the guy who's pulling at zero, you could say whatever the fuck you want. It's not
I
real.
don't, dude. I would see the Israel stuff, and like he would say, "I believe Israel has a right to exist as a country," and then he would say, "What they're doing is crazy," which I think how most of us feel. So I think even before on that,
he said they have a right to exist as long as they respect international law or something like
yeah,
that.
which
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I know that's nothing crazy.
Son, the rest of them, like when every one of them were like tap dancing on that debate stage.
that was fucking embarrassing.
And he was the one that didn't do it. That's when I was like, okay, this kid got some balls. He's not bought. This is cool. That's fine.
I think that was massive. There was some really nice. His social media team did a great job, dude. There's one moment of his mom coming out while he's campaigning, and he like gives her a big hug and a kiss on the cheek, and she's like, he's eating junk food, and she's like worried about. It's like really sweet and endearing.
Yeah.
So that made him look nice, and then dunking on Cuomo with that fucking. You're right.
Oh,
I'm
no,
not
he's
like
ready.
you. That's when I was like, oh, he
He's
got
ready.
it.
The
He's
campaign
ready.
is phenomenal.
He's going to ruin the city, but he's ready. He's ready. He's going to do it in style. And he's going to do it in an accent that nobody with immigrant parents from Queens has ever had. I know accents. I have 3. None of them, I have 3 accents, okay? Most New Yorkers have between 2 and 4 accents,
So
okay?
he's a real New Yorker.
No,
then.
but this
You
one we
sort
don't
of-
have here. There's no politician accent in New York.
When did he move here? Because he went to school in Uganda or whatever. Probably went to
So
a British
where's that
school.
click shit?
He probably went to a
Why
British
isn't he
school.
clicking? That's what
But
I
he
want.
probably went to a British school.
I
That's
want
where
him
he
to
picked
be
up-
frustrated with someone and suck his teeth. Like, you know that? I want to, if you do that, if he said that to Cuomo, Al, you're such a fucking cracker, man.
Yeah,
you can't
dude,
even
you
make,
fucking
can't even
football
make
player.
African jokes around you, dude.
Yeah.
You don't even know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, dude.
Huh? When he was 7? Yeah, he probably shouldn't have an accent from you.
I'm pissed off he doesn't have a bull hanging from his bottom lip. Like, are you from Africa or not? You know what I'm saying? Where's the bull on your bottom lip?
Yes, dude.
Sir,
Yes.
look at this guy. Got a regular lip.
He is handsome, though.
I love this guy, dude.
He is handsome.
Good looking Kardashian.
Between
Nah,
him
he
and
needs
Elon, dude, Africans are taking over American politics.
Yo, non-African Africans are crushing it.
I mean, they've been ducking us, but yeah, I like them.
Yo, that's the other thing. Because let's what is it? What is that?
Cards on the table.
Yes.
No. Put a nail in it or something like that. Clear the slate, whatever like that.
Clear the air.
Fuck. Put a bone in his nose. What do you say?
We'll get there.
Wait, what is it? What are you trying to say
Let's
right
put
now?
a bowl in the lip right
No,
now.
you're being
let's
so
put a bowl in the lip
racist,
right now.
bro.
Listen, let's ring up the neck. Let's bring up the. I don't even know if that's in Africa. I think it might be like an Asian
I think
tribe.
it's Malaysia.
Malaysia. All right, shout out them. Okay.
Indonesia. I don't know.
Okay, so listen, I've had a lot of people reach out, yo, you can have Mamdani on, okay? Yeah, we've been trying to have them on. And Mamdani, maybe your comms people aren't getting back to you or whatever it is, but like they've been ghosting us. Initially, I think they were reaching out a lot. You were in touch with them. They were really trying to come on.
Yes, they were.
We had to go to Ibiza before they want to turn this into, the expanding the caliphate to New York City.
Also, don't say we. What do you mean we?
The royal.
Hey, you know who else uses the royal we? Mamdani.
Exactly. So, listen, we all went on vacation, right? And, okay, and then I come back from vacation. I'm trying to email a comms. I'm texting the comms person. I DM them. They gave me a little cold shoulder when I DM'd, and then somebody else in the DMs was like, oh, actually, yeah, I heard we're in touch with some people, blah, blah, blah.
I tried to get him like a month and a half ago, brown to brown, man to man interview. He wouldn't even.
I'm just saying this is the biggest podcast in New York City by far. You have the ability to touch all these different people. You're going to do these little live streams and these other things. Like it probably could be a good idea to come. So maybe Zohran, maybe your people aren't telling you, or obviously things are kind of busy, but if you want it, you want it. It's simple as that. You know what I mean? If you want to be mayor of the greatest city in the world, you got to get after it. You got to touch everybody. So
Yeah, take it from Cuomo. That's how you got to do it. But if you want to win, you got to touch everybody.
we just want to put it out right now so we don't have any of this election shit, right? He's been asked. His people are not getting back to us. They were asking to come on a lot after the win. They've kind of gone ghost. Win on the primary, they've gone ghost. So, Zohran, maybe this will reach you. Maybe some. I've also asked other people to go reach out to him, whatever. I don't want to say they're ducking us. But they're ducking us. Yeah. No. So listen, we have a seat right here. We'd love to sit down and talk to you about, some of your policies and how you've managed to galvanize white losers to support you. And son, there's no minorities that voted for him. I looked at the demographics.
I don't vote, but yeah, I would have.
I'm telling you, they don't.
Black people
it's
didn't
all
vote for
white
him.
people. It's
Black
all,
people didn't
it's
vote
all
for
of Brooklyn. It's all of white Brooklyn voted for him.
Yeah.
Black
and
people-
all of Queens. Queens is the most diverse.
I don't think black people really voted for him. I think
it's
he
only
had
white
all
people.
of Queens.
It's only white people. He had his little neighborhood,
Son, he
which
lost
is
the
the
Bronx.
whitest neighborhood in
He
Queens.
lost the Bronx. Yeah.
Of course he lost the Bronx, because there's no white people there. The only white person in the Bronx owns the Yankees. So, yeah. So I want to know how he's galvanized. I mean, what I assume it has a lot to do with the college loan thing. So it's just like people who go to college. Obviously, no one in the Bronx has ever done that, but like people obviously.
You better chill out.
What? Is that what the Bronx is known for? Higher education?
I keep talking that shit.
What?
There's a college up
That's
there.
the 4 or 5 train away. They gonna come down and smack the shit out of you.
And they would prove my point. They're busy drilling, dude. They're drilling. They're drilling. Okay? No one in Bushwick, Fort Greene, or Williamsburg is drilling. Okay?
Williamsburg, they're drilling.
Yeah,
The Jews.
The Jews.
They're getting underground.
Tunnels. No, that Mamdani, are you going to allow the Jews to build tunnels wherever they want?
Do you see what happened in Borough Park?
No.
99% voted against Mamdani. It's the highest non-Mamdani neighborhood.
What is Borough Park?
It's all
That's the
Hasidics.
Jews. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but I heard there were some Hasidic communities, or there were some Jewish communities that actually supported him.
Maybe, but the Hasids are like the most they just vote all together at once.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
good.
Singular brain.
Yeah.
They're like those. What is
Hey,
that?
when I
fucking?
say yeah, he'll say something. I go yeah.
No, they do have a singular brain. Like, I think that's what makes them so effective as like a voting block. It's like there's the rabbi says this is what's going down, and then they do it. Look how they dress. There's no like individualism.
Who's that 1%? They're
again?
gonna find that guy. Who was that 1% that didn't listen?
Yeah.
He said 99% in Borough Park. Not
That's a
100.
good point.
Yeah.
There's one gentrifier, dude.
Yeah, it's fucking modest Yahoo. The one guy that got out.
Also, guys, we dropped a bunch of new tour dates on the website, akashsing.com. Starting in August, we're going to do Kansas City, Missouri. We're going to Perrysburg, Ohio, Liberty Township, Ohio. A lot of Ohio. We're going to Dania Beach, Florida, Cleveland, back in Ohio, Dubai. Hurry up and buy those tickets because they're almost gone. October 5th, October 23rd and 24th, San Jose. I'm going to be coming to San Fran, Orlando. Guys, go to akashsing.com. Hurry up, buy the tickets. Your boy's selling out, so buy the tickets. I'll see y'all later.
What's up, people? New York City. I'm going to be doing my monthly show that I do with my friend Joey Avery and, unfortunately, my friend David Sanchez. It's awesome. I can't wait to see you guys there at Mary Lou. Tickets in my bio and in the description of this video. Also, I'm going to Fort Worth, Texas, Austin, Stamford, Connecticut, Levittown, Washington, D.C., Chandler, Arizona, San Diego, Burlington, Montreal, Toronto, Berkeley, Detroit, and many other places.
Bigger than the Pentagon.
I'm going to be
Wait,
honest.
what is it? The Lincoln Memorial?
We're going to have to bleep some of this, okay? And no one knows what got bleeped. You guys had let the shows.
And also, if you want to see Mark in New York on July 19th, you could see him at the Hard Rock Hotel. Cancel comedy. Mark will be there, but a lot of people will be there. If you don't want to suck his dick, you could suck Akash's dick or Miles' dick, because
I'll be there. Only to get my dick sucked, not to perform.
All right, thank you guys. Peace.
I also think part of the reason he won, maybe secondarily, I don't want to argue with Friedberg, but like when you feel cheated by mainstream politicians, for lack of a better word, the guys on the outside are going to start seeming a lot more appealing. He seems so much more authentic than Cuomo has seemed since COVID, at least. He seems more authentic than me than Eric Adams seems. He seems like he cares.
Yes.
You can say not authentic or
I don't
like...
feel like he's authentic. But
Okay,
I do,
fine, but you can. It feels like he cares.
I think he has plans and ideas that appeal to the frustrations of New Yorkers, where these other politicians like the Cuomos, whatever, feels like it's just going to be the same old, that has put these New Yorkers in the position they are right now. They're suffering. The only problem is like a lot of the plans that he has, some of them, and this is why I want to talk with him, and not on some gotcha shit, but like from my little research, like implementing them would be quite difficult. You know, like for example, to pay for all of his plans, he wants to like increase taxes by 2% on like the billionaires. Sure, great idea. The mayor can't do that. You have to convince the assemblyman to do that. Taxation, even in the New York City, is done in Albany, right? Which he was working in the state assembly and he didn't do while he was there. So how is he going to get it done now that he's mayor? He was in the position to raise taxes before for 4 years or whatever it is, and it didn't happen. Now he no longer has that authority to make that change. How is that going to happen? There's certain circumstances also, like understanding like this, like rent freeze. I get it. Rent is fucking crushing people. I get it 100%. There's downstream effects of that cause rental problems in New York City right now. Now, I'm sure there's other things to refute this,
And
of course.
it has been done before.
It has.
Bloomberg.
No, the rent freezes have been done before, 100%. But the downstream effects create these like what are called ghost apartments. Have you heard of these? Like zombie apartments. So when you have a limitation in the ability to increase rent, and I'm not making the argument for increasing rent, and there's a bunch of fucking scumbag landlords out there. Don't get me wrong. Like I actually love this idea of like finding ways to make it more affordable for New York. But I think the way you do that is by increasing production. You basically create more supply, and then that brings it all down. But right now, what you're going to do is he has plans to build, but building takes time. You can't just erect a fucking skyscraper in a month or two like they used to do back in the day. Like you have building codes and all this other fucking shit. So you have this situation where if you're not allowed to increase rent, it doesn't incentivize the people who own the building to renovate those apartments. It actually incentivizes them to leave them vacant until hopefully one day they change. So there's 100,000 units that are rent controlled in New York City that are sitting vacant right now. 100,000 because of this change. So these are the types of downriver effects that we need to think about. Like, yes, rent freeze makes you feel awesome now. And as a voter, you go, well, I don't care about downstream. My life is difficult right now. I need to know that I'm not spending more money every single year on rent. I get that 100%. But do we create a problem? Does this solution create a much bigger problem down the road, which it looks like it has, whereas freeing up places to build so you increase supply will naturally drive down rent?
So I would have to do more research. I just don't see how it would incentivize a landlord to not rent out the apartment, because a rent freeze is year to year. It's not like a long-term thing. It's not a forever thing.
What does that mean? A rent freeze is year to year, meaning like
It's like every year they decide how much rent will go up, like what percentage.
But that exists.
So,
that exists already.
yeah. So he's just talking about a rent freeze that's temporary.
So for this
it
year, we're
wouldn't
not
be a
raising
permanent-
rent.
Yeah.
Next year, we'll revisit.
So it just temporarily helps people who are already like pretty hard, like month to month with rent.
And then what? How would that help those people next year? I guess is
No, but that's the thing. It's like
Temporary
say,
relief.
Temporarily, you help people, and so like if you're really check to check now, okay, I
some breathing
know
room.
for the next year my rent's not going to go up, and maybe I can allocate some money, put some money away, whatever the case is.
then
Like it just helps people who are starving right now.
It gives you like, you know, when you're playing the
temporary help.
car racing video game and you pass the checkpoint, you get another 30 seconds or 40 seconds.
Yeah.
It gives you that, but it's not like a solution to the problem in New York City, which is a lack of units, right? And we have right now millions of square feet of office in Midtown New York that is zoned for offices.
Commercial, yeah.
It's zoned for commercial. If we can change that zoning and we can start making residential properties there, yeah, maybe it's not like the most amazing place to live, but like honestly, who gives a fuck? You're in Manhattan.
It would be an amazing place to live, right? Like being in Midtown.
Sure. Like,
But like
whatever.
you said,
Yep.
that those things take time. So in the meantime, I
meantime,
can
yeah.
freeze rent while creating more.
Because you said he
affordable
wants to
housing.
build. He wants to increase supply to match the demand. But while I do that,
That's
year
fair.
to year, here's a rent freeze.
That's fair. And I did see him say that he has ideas to build. I think that you don't even need to build. I think you just need to rezone a lot of these buildings.
Which would
That'd
be
the
even
quickest
faster.
thing. And then
Yeah.
like months. We're talking about transition in months. So many people are not working in these office spaces. I'm not saying a lot of people are working from home. Obviously, people have gone back in. But if there's still vacant offices, and we know the issue is supply.
Yeah.
It's not, you can't just put this like artificial cap. Right? An artificial cap, like you said, maybe it lasts a year or 2 years, but you're going to really affect the market, and then you're not going to incentivize the renovation of these units and the upkeep of these units. Now you want to have fucking slumlords? That's going to be next level slumlords.
That's if
it
it's-
was forever.
Yeah. if
And
it's
also,
like a-
I'll say, like, there's a lot, like, we have friends growing up that had I had both situations. I had friends that grew up that had rent controlled apartments, and there were, like, people that were, like, hardworking, struggling, and the landlords were doing everything they possibly could to get them kicked out of there, like, piece of shit landlords. So we know those people exist 100%.
Absolutely.
Like, I had a friend, my boy Carlos, who ended up being a cop. You guys have all met Carlos. And, like, the landlord stopped accepting rent from the family so that they could eventually claim that they weren't paying rent.
Oof.
So what his family did, they were smart enough. They just started putting the rent in in escrow,
Yeah.
and just kept it there. And then they went to court, and then they end up winning. But like these fucking landlords will do anything to do it. They'll buy some of these buildings, trying to buy them out. So we know that there's a lot of scumbag landlords. But there's also a lot of New Yorkers that have rent controlled apartments, and then they have a place upstate. Like I know a buddy of mine. He had a rent control apartment. It was in Brooklyn Heights, and then he had a place upstate. And that rent control apartment is not for you. It's not for people that can afford another place. And if the government knew that they had that other place, they would have kicked them out of that rent controlled apartment. So there are a lot of people with wealth that are taking advantage of this system as well. So it's not just these landlords.
Yeah, but his solution is
Is a fucking global intifada. What else do you want? It's a global intifada.
Here's how I know he's good. Is Dove don't even hate him.
Yes.
Dove was like, I think he's all right.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, this guy's good, dude.
That means
Come on,
Dove's
you-
in on some Mossad project. 'Cause he's trying
Yeah,
to-
bring him into the studio and you can talk to him and just see what he has to say.
If he passed Dove's sniff test, man, he's good.
Al and I
'Cause he
got a
has
$1,000
big
bet, though.
sniff test.
What's that?
on whether or not Al thinks he wins the general election. I don't think he
Yeah.
wins the general election.
I mean, listen, nobody can win the general election without coming on flagrant. So obviously, if he wants to have the same outcome as to give you $1,000, got the last socialist that
yeah.
Yes,
the
Yin Yang
socialist,
twin.
the Yin Yang twins. When the Yin Yang twin was giving everybody $1,000, right? He was gaining a lot of steam because New Yorkers were struggling, right? So not we, but many are struggling. So that seems really good. And then you play it safe, and you play prevent defense prevents you from winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna come on.
So you have an open seat to come on. But
I
if
have
you
quite a few unresponded to text messages.
He'll come on. But
So-
$1,000 bet.
Yeah, done.
Yeah,
No question.
That Zoe
He's not going to
will
win. Here's what I don't think people... Dude, I think it was awesome watching the momentum. He never had a target on his back. He didn't run with a target on his back because nobody saw him as a real threat. So he just got to talk his shit, be
Well,
spicy.
yeah, he wasn't a baby in Gaza. Like, well, why would he? Why would you have why would he have a target on his back, dude?
Yo, stop that shit,
Why would he
show.
have a target
Oh,
on his back?
dude. Schulz goes away a little bit.
No,
That's
that's not fair. That's not be fair,
Relax,
because Hamas
motherfucker.
has headquarters right under that baby, and you have no idea, dude.
Did you think that was a diaper station? No, it was a fucking Hamas headquarters, dude. That's not Aquaphor. That's not Desitin. That's not the things that you need for diaper rash. That's all Hamas headquarters right there. Come on, dude. Don't you know how they make bombs? They use diapers, Desitin, and Aquaphor. You mix that together, it's a fucking nuke. We gotta take it out. We gotta take it out.